Welcome to Work It, Live It, Own It, a show that explores how to upgrade your lifestyle through life lessons, real estate, and entrepreneurship. Here's your hostess, Sekola Lair. How many of you love marketing your business? If you don't market, how will people get to know about who you are, building brand awareness, visibility, and exposure? But the reality is, for a lot of us, marketing isn't always fun. So today, we're going to cover three main areas with a special guest, Tiago Faria. First thing we're going to talk about is transforming services into irresistible offers, unearthing dream clients, and utilizing your contacts, your network as a sales team. So again, my special guest is Tiago Faria. He is a business mentor in the help industry, and he has a unique marketing approach, what we call the anti-marketing approach. Now, he's got some cred behind this. He worked for the European Google Corporation for 8 years. He has been simplifying marketing and business to its core, and he truly believes that you already have everything you need to have a successful, thriving, and fun business. So welcome, Tiago, to Work It, Live It.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for this presentation. I'm already excited about it just because of your super compelling intro. Thank you so much for having me, Sekola. True honor.
Oh, thank you. And the one thing I love about you, Tiago, I think we were just talking about this before the show, is that you wouldn't trade anything in the world to spend time with your wife and your daughter. So I love that. I wanted to bring you on. When I read your bio, I was like, this is a guy I want to connect with, especially with your view of marketing and how you take a look at it. Because a lot of people, they start a business, but they may not know how to market, and it may not feel fun for them, so they kind of shy away from it. So can you start us off about telling us how you can transform services into irresistible offers? You have something called the hand raiser method, which is turning generic services into irresistible offers. So how can a business owner like myself get ready to share a key strategy? Or even, I think you work with coaches and consultants,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So what key strategies would you share with them if they're looking to make their offers stand out?
Yes, for sure, Sekola. Thank you so much for the intro and for the context. So yeah, the anti-marketing concept, I love marketing, of course. I'm not anti-marketing per se. I'm just anti what I've been struggling with for 3 years, which is this world of internet marketing, internet gurus that are sending us very different tactics and complex strategies of funnels and ads and things that get us distracted from what actually we should be doing. And we jump into this shiny object, going after one tactic after the other. One doesn't work, you jump immediately to another, and then you're constantly in this rat race, right? Not allowing yourself to reach the full potential of one simple thing could get you going if you just stick to it, and then for a long period of time. So I'm anti that, and I believe that we don't need to get distracted with all those complex strategies until a certain point. I believe that until you reach the stable 10K per month, then you're ready to, have some fun with ads, hiring more people to help you out. But until then, we are okay with what we have. And it all starts with being very clear on who you actually want to help. This is something that is so key because most of us, when we come to the business in this help industry, coaches, consultants, service providers, we try to help everyone, right? We believe that we should be helping everyone. Anyone who gives us money is a potential client. But that is a bit problematic because our messaging, our communication then kind of dissolves a bit in the ether. No, it doesn't attract anyone specifically, and it doesn't resonate with anyone specific. So we complicate our lives in that sense. So the first step is to actually be clear on who can you help the best, who values you the most, so they can focus on a specific person, a specific context, a group of people that share a specific context, and focus on a problem that you can solve deeply that they really want to solve right now. Okay, it should be an urgent problem that they have, that they need to get rid of right now, that keeps them awake at night. Otherwise, it's just nice to know that I could do that one day. But then they will not, they will not get the initiative to buy and to get help from us. So we really should drill down on that. And so the way I like to do it is, okay, let's start doing what I call the anti-marketing method, which is to reach out to your current contacts. You probably already worked with clients before, or you had some sales conversations before, some leads you didn't follow up through, or even an audience that you currently have in your social media. And simply reach out to 5 to 10 people and ask them if you could have a quick chat with them, not 10 to 15 minutes. I would love to interview you, ask you some questions, because I'm thinking of creating this program, this service that will help you reach this goal. I would love to have your feedback, your opinion. You'll see that people love to give opinions, and so they will be more than happy to say yes. And in those interviews, it's key for you to ask questions like, what are your main frustrations around this problem, or how do they look, how day-to-day look like, what have you been struggling with, what are your main goals and objectives, and then I would advise you to record those interviews, because those words that people use, the emotional wordings, the actual emotional words that they use, is what you will use, what you can use to communicate later with them. You can use their own language later. So it's amazing intel that you collect. You go back to your homework, craft the offer, craft the way you approach your new program or service using their language. What is the main problem here? What are the main objections that I feel? And what is the outcome of my program? It has to reflect something that I really, really want to achieve, right? So if you do that with the help of your current contact list, you're halfway there. It's halfway there, because most of us tend to stay in our own minds and create something alone and then see if it sticks or not in the market. But we should invert that process and allow people to help us to create something that they really want. So that's yes, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I was just going to follow up now to the offer, right? So with that in mind, you have everything you need to create something that is irresistible, because you know what they want, the pain that you're going through, the language that they use, not your own, right? The language that they use. You can tell them, look, this my program solves this specific problem, and you will get this after you working with me. Of course, if you implement it, if you're the right person. So it has to be a very clear outcome. And you should also, you might already know all the objections people might have around your program. You should be able to know, like, if your target audience is like very busy moms, C-level moms that have that are single moms, they won't have much time to implement a course or a program. So you should think about those things into your offer, and by design add it to your offer, so that when you're communicating with those kind of people, you tell them something like, oh, listen, you don't need to spend 20 hours watching videos. I created these very short audios that you can listen to in your car while you're driving your kid to school, So you have to think about those things to craft something that is irresistible, and it's an easy yes. So it's a very easy yes for people to accept working with you. And then, those are the 3 components that will already get you very far in your offer.
Okay. I like that, because a lot of people think that when you're starting a business, we have to invent something new and spectacular. And the reality is there's nothing new under the sun. Everything has already been done before.
Absolutely.
And I think that the most important thing is to say, okay, if you see a business, an already existing, thriving business, perhaps they have a missing piece or a missing component. And I have conversations all the time. There are people who will reach out to me over LinkedIn and say, hey, can I sit down and talk to you about podcasting, for example? What is it that you need as a podcaster? And I tell them, and if they're not ready for that part of what I need, that's fine. It's okay. But I'm giving them that feedback, and I'm saying, okay, this is a pain point for me right now. This is where I would like to go. This is what I need assistance with. If they don't have a package for that yet, that's fine, but they can create one later on. So I like the fact that you're taking something and you're taking the opportunity to talk to 5 to 10 people, finding out what their pain points are and how you can take them from pain to pleasure. And then Yeah, the two P's, pain to pleasure, right? You have Pain Island and then you have Pleasure Island. And our goal in helping our clients is to take them from that pain point or wherever they're not clear, what they may be struggling with, to provide them that clarity. Because I used to work with coaches. And so I know that that pain to pleasure point is so important for people. But I also like how you mentioned to tailor custom it. So if you said, I am a single mom and I want to help other single mothers create a thriving business or whatever it may be, they don't have the time to sit there and scroll through social media or watch countless videos like you mentioned. You want something quick and tangible that they can take on the go. And if it's just a 1 to 2 minute daily gym or whatever they need to do as far as implementing a task that day, that's great. So finding out what it is, using those key words and phrases that they're using when you're recording your conversation, get permission to record the conversation,
Yes,
of course, and then use that verbiage. And that's where you get the marketing or your content, I should say, your written content, or even some of your verbal content for videos. And you've kind of touched on the anti-marketing approach a little bit, specifically finding your premium dream clients. Is there another way that they can do this within their current following? So say, for example, social media. Would you say the same approach is beneficial for your subscriber list and for followers on social media?
Yes. So for social media, it would be a good idea for you to also ask some people to interview them. That's one thing that you can already do in your social media. Like, hey, I want to create this program, and I need some time, some 10 to 15 minutes just to ask you a couple of questions. Who would you be interested in having a quick chat with me? And then you can have those interviews that we're talking about initially. But you can also leverage your social media to unearth, like we talked about, unearth those dream clients that probably you never communicated that specifically to before. You didn't create this specific offer like we're talking about, and maybe you didn't communicate it properly, or they never heard that you had this offer. So I'm sure that if you have at least 2,000 followers, or even an email list, I'm pretty sure they already have right now 3 to 7 people that will be ready to purchase right now your offer, and we just need to uncover them, right? And for me, the only purpose of social media, I'm not one of those. You won't see me on TikTok or Instagram creating those reels and stories. I'm not into that thing. Of course, it works. Every strategy nowadays works. I'm just not too much into it. But for me, the only purpose of social media is to actually start profitable conversations with people. So that's why there is direct there. There's why Messenger. There's, all those platforms have conversation chat platforms. So the strategy will be super easy, and simple is good. It's repeatable. It's easy to stick until. So it's like, I call it a 2-step hand-raising posts that are created for you to start conversations, to sell your offer. And so first, the idea is for you to look at the outline of the program you just created or the service that you created around your offer, and make a list of things that you or your clients have done before that your dream client would be interested in learning. It has to, but of course, it has to be something that is compelling. It has to be interesting. It has to be outside of the box, controversial, unexpected, because we need to capture their attention. So for example, if I was in the weight loss, I would do something like how I lost 20 pounds while eating desserts. So something that's controversial or unexpected, or how I, like we talked about the C-level single mom, how I fit my exercise routine while being a C-level executive and single mom. Right. This is something that resonates with the audience. Is, oh, interesting. How did that happen? Or in my case, how I attracted dream clients online without spending money on ads, or without doing anything crazy content on social media. Or if you're a relationship coach, how I gained courage to start a divorce conversation with my partner, if that's your target niche, right? People that are in that space. So you should make a list of those things, and just start with the one I think is the most compelling, most appealing, and then create a video around that topic. This is my approach. Some people create PDFs or documents or audios, but I prefer to create a video because people see you. It's much more a relationship of confidence and trust. And you simply just there's no secret for those videos. Anything you want to create, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and you simply add value to the people around the topic. You educate them, and at the end of the video, you just have a soft call to action, something like, if you like what you saw here and you'd like some more information, just reply interested or send me a message, the DM, right? And then, so you post that already somewhere, either YouTube or you can put it in Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter. And then you simply go back to your social media followers. We want to communicate with them, right? And we create a post and we say, look, I just posted a video where I show you how to, whatever we talked about, one example that I told before. Would you like to have it? If yes, just hit reply or reply below. So kind of we're hand raising. The people that are interested in the topic, they will say, yes, sure, I'm interested. So they'll start commenting, people respond. And in social media, it's great because your posts will increase their reach, right? There's more interaction, more stuff happening, and you will also answer to those comments. So the reach will increase. And then after that, those people that answer, that reply, you, first of all, you contact them through Messenger or direct or whatever. You send them the video or the document you created, and you start a conversation, right? There's an excuse for you to start a conversation. It's the perfect excuse for you to start a conversation. These people are interested in your method. You know that they need what you have. So simply start a conversation, ask them questions, and qualify the person to see if she's a fit for your offer, your program, right? So questions like, what have you been struggling with lately around this topic? What have you tried to do before? What are your goals and what you want to achieve? And then at the end of it, you'll have a good idea if the person is ready to work with you. And you simply ask, hey, would you like some help with that? I have a solution here for you. I would love to chat with you. Or you can book a call with that person or whatever is your sales process. And this is something you can rinse and repeat constantly. So you discover which topics resonate the most with your audience. It's usually not what we think. The market is always right and usually tricks us. And then you also discover if you're attracting the right people, because maybe the topics you're talking about are bringing you people that are not ready to work with you. So it's a good game for you to play online to see the responses. And of course, if you see a post one of those posts you create that has like hundreds of answers, then okay, I reached something. This is a topic I should be focusing more on my stories, my reels, that social media game. And then you can even, as a bonus, you can play with it a bit and just run that most successful post on ads with a low budget if you want to play a bit with $5, $10 a day. And then you can multiply your answers with cold audiences. So yeah, this is the basis of the hand-raising posts. People show interest, and then you have conversations with those people. And you can unearth those that are ready to buy right now.
Right. Okay, so just to recap what you're saying, because that was so much valuable information there. And I know it's all in your brain and it's outlined and it's great. And what you said, you hit on so many wonderful points. So if you're saying, if you are using social media and you do a short video and you're giving a call to action at the end by saying, hey, if this information, how did you word it again? If this resonates,
if you like what you saw, and if you like some more information around this topic, just reply or send me a message. Yeah.
Right. And then sometimes what I've done, if someone who's not in the same field as me has liked a post or liked a reel or something that I've done on social media, then I'll reach out to them using the DMs and saying, hey,
that's very, very smart of you. Very good.
Right. But hey, sometimes I fall into the social media wormhole. I try not to. I try to post valuable information. And like you said, some things that I think may be great may not be what the audience thinks is great. And so if someone does like something, then I will DM them and say, thank you so much for liking my post. Would you mind sharing with me or giving me some insight on what really resonated with you?
Oh, wow.
And
that's brilliant.
To find out what it is that really stuck out to them and say, hey, I liked this part that you've mentioned right here. Would you? And then I guess we could take it a step further with your method by saying, hey, would you mind? I'm getting ready to start a program. Would you mind if I sit down and have a conversation, interview you, ask you some questions, and then if you already have a program in mind. But to back up, because you were saying making a compelling offer or a program, what if someone is stuck and they don't know how to come up with a compelling program? How would you help them come up with a compelling program?
Yeah, so if you interview people, those 5 to 10 people, and you ask them the key question to make it compelling is, what have you tried before that hasn't worked for you, right? And you start having answers from those people, and those are usually the things that people don't like to do, or something that they don't want to do, or they tried it didn't work before, and you can include that in your titles. So, for example, like I said before, like without or without, like how I attracted dream clients without using ads. So because I interview people and they say, I hate using ads. I spent a lot of money on ads and it's like a waste of money. So that will be something that is compelling because it's it's against what the norm is saying. Yeah, the funnels, the ads, and it's also it goes towards the mindset that my people are, that they didn't like ads, or they're not ready for it. And so the interviews are key for you to discover what will be compelling for them, what will resonate with them, what will be outside of the box or unexpected. So I think that's one exercise that people could do, is to interview people and ask, what have you tried before that didn't work? And then you can use that in your own content, in your titles, like how to reach this without that thing that people tried before didn't work, or that thing that people don't like to do. That's already a very good easy copywriting skill you could start using in your
Even if
titles.
you're not a great writer, you've got those keywords and phrases to use that will stand out to your potential ideal or dream clients. So switching gears, because I know we've talked about avoiding the shiny object syndrome and avoiding the social media wormhole, and even spending a lot of money on ads and they not always working. So I'm the type of person, I love working by referral. And it doesn't matter what type of business I'm in. I love working by referral. And even one of my friends said, when I started my real estate business, she said, word of mouth is going to be so important for you. And she says, I'm still a firm believer, word of mouth speaks volumes. And it's proved true. So to get to switching gears of utilizing your contact networks as a sales team, can you give us an example or insights that you've had into how professionals can leverage their networks effectively for client acquisition in the coaching and mentoring industry?
Exactly. So what the word of mouth is exactly what I love to talk about, because most of us usually depend on it, but passively, right? We just expect people, please talk to each other. But people have very busy lives. People forget about things, they're constantly distracted. So if we're not proactive about that, we're leaving a lot of money on the table, right? It's insane that we do that, but it's a natural tendency that most of us have. So we need to start being more systematic about that and being more proactive about it. Because what we talk about until now is is people around that are not around our network that already need our offer. We talked about that already with those hand-raising posts, etc. Right. But we also have people that don't need our offer around us, and we should also do something about them. Because everyone needs money. Okay, right? So they might not need our offer, but everyone needs money, some more than others, but this is something that we should consider in our network. And if we should not overestimate the power of network connections. Everybody loves to support the people they care about, the warm relationships we have around us, and connections go much further than we could ever possibly imagine. You never know who knows who, right? So what we can do is simply to create a referral program around our offer, where we offer a referral commission to whoever sends us a client, a person that becomes a client afterwards. So we should also always gain this habit of asking, even if it's a client that says yes, a client that wants to work with us, we can always gain the habit of asking, oh, this is awesome, super, super great to work with you. Do you know anyone else who would be interested in this offer? I could actually give you a discount for you and person that comes into the program. So you already incentivize their people that are working with you. Also, people that say no, you can also reinforce that thing, like, okay, I understand it's not for you, it's not the right thing for you, but do you know anyone else who would be interested, who would benefit from this service? I have a referral commission that I can pay you out. And also for the people that are around you, like I was talking about the contacts you have that don't need your offer, you can simply ask them, do you know anyone who would be interested in this new offer? I have a referral commission that I get to you. This is the kind of person I love to work with. You can brainstorm with them, and you'll see that there will be relationships that are warmer. They have established relationships around you that will be more than happy to help you. You will see that people even will say, I don't need a commission. I'll help you out. No worries. I know these two people. I will send you over. So it's this habit of systematically asking in a relaxed way, unpretentious way. But you should be proactive about it, because there's so many connections around our network, right? Though our network has a ton of ramifications of networks of people that would be interested in our approach. And if we start doing that systematically, we create a sales team, like I talked with you before, a free sales team that is incentivized and willing to help you out. And then you start depending less and less on being on the hunt for new clients all the time. Yeah,
I love it. Now, how would you recommend staying in contact with your sales team, or the ones that you are sending out referrals to, or they are referring you business and you are doing some sort of commission for them? How would you keep, because I
on top
think
of mind, right?
right, to keep them in mind, to keep you in their mind of thinking, okay, say for example, oh, I know a coach, or I know a consultant or strategist or realtor who can actually help you with this. What would you recommend? Because a lot of times people post on social media all the time, I'm a realtor, I've sold all this, or I've just generated this amount of money on launching my program. And sometimes it can become overbearing and pretentious in a way. So what would you recommend a natural, organic way to do that, to stay on top of mind?
No, definitely. That's a great question, Sakola. And I love what I do, or I learned to do. I was not like this before. I learned to be more structured about it. So and systematic about it. I create a Excel file, and I start making a list of all the people that I have established relationships with, right? And then I take note of when I contacted them, when my first approach, right? And then I love to keep deepening the relationship, not just once asking and then forget about it, right? There's multiple things you can keep doing, like sending something valuable for the person. If you have a podcast like Sakola has, you can ask that person, hey, I would love to interview you. It would be amazing to have you on my podcast. So to start deepening the relationship with that person, and the more established that relationship is, the more likely that person will start wanting to help you proactively, right? So it's keeping track of all those things. And you'll see that magic can happen. But yeah, the key thing here is to track everything and make sure you communicate regularly with that person, and adding value to that person, not just asking all the time, right? Interview her, send something valuable. Hey, I saw this post. It reminded me of you. Interact on their LinkedIn. Keep commenting and adding value to her network, to the person's network. I think those are the key things to keep in touch.
I love it. Keeping in touch, following up, but providing value a lot of times is so key, so vital, and not being, I'm trying to think of the exact word of what I want to say, but it's not like this just in your face, boom, this is what I do, you should buy from me. Take advantage of those who are liking on, if you are posting on social media or you're out there on LinkedIn, and taking advantage of interacting with the people who
I love that you do that, Sakola. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Most people ignore the likes, right? Most people just ignore the likes. Cool. But don't do anything about it.
I'm learning just like you are, Tiago. I'm learning a system, a structure that works for me, because you hear so much. There's so much out there. And so if you try to start using what you already have, social media platforms, for the most part, they're free, guys. And so if you have someone who is commenting and you are creating a program out there, reach out to them, like Tiago mentioned, ask them some questions, find out what really resonated with them. Is it something you said? What were some key takeaway points for them? And then allow them their conversation with you to help you create more content. And even when you do create more content, say, hey, I thought of you when I created this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Did this answer all of your questions? Are there more questions or more things you would like to know about this particular area? And that's a way to also continue to provide value, I think, and with potential clients. And then so that way they know, hey, this person is not asking me for a lot, but they're always giving me value. Hey, I know someone who does this. I know a coach. I know a mentor. I know a consultant. I know a strategist. Here you go. And you can create a joint venture partnership in a lot of industries. So I like everything that you mentioned, that hand raising method, finding your dream clients, finding your ideal dream clients, because not, like you said, not everybody liking is your ideal dream clients, but they could be a potential sales team member for you. And this is all without spending money for ads. And we're not knocking anyone who wants to do this, but like Tiago, you mentioned earlier, if you're generating 5 figures consistently a month, even 4 figures consistently a month, you've done this consistently and you want to start playing with the ads like Tiago mentioned, okay. Because at some point you want to scale and you want to leverage, and you want to go and grow. So, okay, if that's what you want to do. But I know a lot of successful businesses, you won't even see them out there on social media. They won't even be posting. They don't even run ads. They have thriving businesses. And it's all due to a lot of what Tiago mentioned today. So Tiago, I want to thank you so much. You've given me and my listeners so many different valuable things. And I want to ask you 2 rapid fire questions before we go, but I want to let people know how they can stay in contact with you or reach out to you if they want to delve deeper into having a successful, sustainable business that can thrive and flourish.
Sure, Sakula, thank you so much. So yeah, I'm at the beginning stages of internationalizing my brand because I've been focused on the Portuguese market for 4 to 5 years. Only now my mentor said, Tiago, what are you doing? 10 million people, 1.8 billion people speaking English. Yeah, so I'm at the beginning stages of it. So if you go to tiagofaria.pt, that's TIAGOFARA.pt, you can still lurk me a bit there if you Google Translate with Chrome. Or you can shoot me an email with any question, any comment about this at tiago@tiagofaria.pt. Or if you want to have a chat, a brainstorm, I love to meet new people around this area. So at the right top corner of my website, you can just book a free call and we can have some fun.
Okay. All right. I love that. Have some fun, guys. No matter what, in your business, in your life, have fun. And if it's not fun, let's take a step back. Let's reevaluate and reassess why are we not having fun in our lives, in our businesses. So, Tiago, marketing, I know is your jam, and you are an experienced Googler. And I also know you love to be adventurous. So what skill or hobby you've always wanted to pick up, but you haven't had a chance to yet?
To pick up to yet? Actually, that's a great question. I love to play tennis. I love to play anything with a racket and a ball. So I would love to start learning paddle. I don't know if you know paddle. Paddle is another kind of, maybe it's not that popular in the US right now, but it's a very interesting racket and ball sport that I need to go back to. I need to focus more on my physical activity, so this is something I definitely need to do this year.
You and I both. Yeah, I'm like you. I love anything with a racket and a ball. My husband bought pickleball paddles and balls,
yes.
but we have
That's very popular in the US, right? Pickleball.
It is, but I'm scared to do it because I've heard so many people get hurt and injured, broken fingers. I'm like,
adventurous.
Wow, you guys are really vicious on the court. So I love badminton, tennis. Those are my jam.
Wow.
So that's cool. I have to look up paddle though. And if you were to have dinner with a historical figure or famous person, who would it be and why?
That's a good question. I think I would love to have a dinner with Mr. Jim Rohn.
Okay.
He's
Jim Rohn.
he's has inspired me so much. I've been listening to his seminars constantly on Audible. This if you have if you have a paid account on Audible, you have access to the what's his name? There's I forgot. It's the name of a publisher that published all the seminars from these big figures of the self-help industry, etc. So I'm constantly getting inspired by him. And he's really some personality that is super interesting and so valuable. I would just love to stay a whole hour listening to him.
Right.
Yeah, definitely Jim Rohn.
You're definitely going to have to send me that one so I can follow. I do have an Audible account.
Oh, wow.
Well, you guys, we want to hear from you. What's one burning question or insight you've gained from today's episode? See how I'm following up on Tiago's advice right here? Drop it in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. Also, share your experience with us. Have you tried any particular marketing strategies that's not always ad related, or you stayed away from shiny objects like we've discussed today? Share your experiences or even your challenges in the comments below, because again, your story just might inspire others in our community. And as always, guys, keep living, keep dreaming, keep pursuing, but don't forget to work it, live it, own it in your everyday lives. Take care, guys.
Bye.